what to say after a win like that. And I'm almost speechless. I want to talk about every kid in that locker room and just the toughness and the resiliency of each one of them. You know, 10, 11 days ago, whatever it was, and we got gut punched. When you play that game, it's such an emotional game, such a big game, and to come up in the short end is tough. And I think all of us were probably a little hungover from that, just trying to emotionally get over it. But our team really practiced hard, and they focused, and they had a determination in the way they prepared. And I can't speak for the other team or any other team that we play against, just our team, what we can control. I think our guys did a really good job with their attitude and their effort throughout the last 10 days to get ready. And there were some real highs and some real lows in the game tonight, and we rode the wave and just weathered the storm. And when they scored on that long drive, and we punted to them, and obviously they'd been moving the ball pretty good, and they took the thing down there and scored with 1:11 to go, marched the distance on us. There was never any feeling on the sideline of dejection or that these guys were ready to pack it in. They came here to Fort Worth to win, and they were determined to find a way. We talked about it all week. We talked about it before the game. We talked about it at halftime, that we were just going to fight and scratch and claw and find a way to win. And we had a soldier that talked to us at the luncheon yesterday, John Wayne Walden, and he's a special forces operator, and so his story is he and 14 of his comrades, 15 guys, were fighting 250 Taliban, 15 against 250. And in the firefight, he lost his leg. So his leg is hanging by just a little bit of flesh. And he literally took his leg and shoved it between his thighs and continued to fight for 4 more hours. And they didn't lose a single man. All 15 lived. And obviously, there were a lot of Taliban that didn't. And you know, it's just the fight in the American soldier. There's something that is, I can't explain it. They're all human beings like us. They're Americans like we are, but they've got something about them. They got a spirit about them that's different. And this team has a spirit about it that's different. And they're fighters. And no matter what it takes, they're going to fight all the way to the end. And we haven't always come out on top. But I promise you, it's not because our guys aren't fighting. And there's a spirit in the American soldier, and that's who they represent. That's who they are. And I'm just so incredibly proud of them. Just to see a guy like Jabari Laws, who was the starter 2 years ago, tore his ACL in a game. He battles all the way back to preseason camp the next year. And in preseason camp, he tears his ACL again. So he doesn't finish the 2019 season. He doesn't play at all in the 2020 season. He battles back again and has a chance to play this year. The end of the very first game of the season against Georgia State, he went in for 2 or 3 plays, and he was just emotionally overcome after the game. He was in tears. He just, I think the relief and the joy of being able to play one more time meant so much to him. And so he's played throughout the year, and he's made some plays for us. But to come all the way to the end, to the last game, and we needed him to win the game. If we didn't have Jabari Laws, we wouldn't have won the game today. But it's a credit to him because he was prepared. He was mentally focused and ready. that if his number got called, that he would find a way to do it. And he made the plays, and what an incredible finish for him. But it's very fitting for this team. He epitomizes what this team is. And so I'm thrilled that we won the game. I'm really happy for our seniors that they were able to finish their careers as champions. But I think more than anything, I'm just proud of the effort these guys put in, and how much they lean on each other and trust each other, how committed they are, the love that they have for each other. That's what won this game. And people talk about culture like it's just something that happens. Culture is something that's built, it's developed, it's nurtured, and you got to work on it every day. And there's a culture in our program, in that locker room, that's driven by our players, that's uncommon. And so to come off of a really difficult loss and put together a performance like they did tonight and have that kind of resiliency, I think tells you all you need to know about our team. So I'm just really, really proud of them. And you had a bunch of guys up here that you've interviewed that I think are great representatives of our team, but there's a lot of guys too, and coaches, and they're just everybody that's a part of this program. So it's just an incredibly proud moment for our program. And I'm really, really happy for our guys that they get to finish with a victory like this over an SEC team. It's extremely talented and well coached.
Ken?
Coach, just thinking about, you had 3 quarterbacks in. Christian had the 22 yards run, and if Zaire goes in, when Christian's hurt, he gets a touchdown pass on a great play, and then you put Jabari in. Just about, what's your thoughts about being able to use your quarterbacks that effectively?
Those guys have all worked really hard to prepare and be ready for their moment. We've used them all for kind of their different skill sets and things they do well. They're tremendously well coached. Cody Worley does an incredible job coaching those guys and preparing those guys, very detailed. And he makes all of them feel included. And I promise you, had we brought Cade Ballard in, he would have performed. If we brought Janelle Jones in, he would have performed. Cody does a great job coaching those guys. And Brent gives them the plays that they can execute. And Brent Davis, our offensive coordinator. So those guys work really hard to have themselves ready. And that's not the case with probably every player on every team. To have the pride, even though they may not have played for weeks on end, but to be ready when my number's called, that I'm not going to let the team down. I'm not going to let these guys that I love, that have made such an investment in me, I'm gonna reciprocate. I'm gonna make an investment so that I'm ready to help them. And that's just the story of this team and those quarterbacks for sure. And there's, as Christian said, there's no selfishness. And when you saw those 3 guys up here, that's genuine. They love each other. They're just as happy for the other guy to be in the game making a play as they are for themselves. Most people wouldn't understand that. Most people would be like, oh yeah, right. That can't be true. No way. That guy wants to be the quarterback. It's because most people are selfish. These guys aren't selfish. They're selfless. And that's a great quality of an outstanding leader. And it's what a team needs to have to truly be a team. And that's what we got in there. We got we got some good players. We got some talented guys, but we just got a good team. And I'd take a good team over talent any day.
You say anything to Cole, or just stay away from him like that?
Yeah, he knows how to do his job. He doesn't even need you over there and tell him how to do his job. He practices it every day. So, as he mentioned, Coach Saturnio, Sean Saturnio is an incredible guy. He has a way of connecting with people, players, coaches, managers, trainers, support staff. He's everybody's favorite coach. He's my favorite coach. He just got a spirit about him that's really special, and he does a remarkable job coaching those guys. And without Sean Saturnio, we wouldn't be the special teams unit that we are, and these specialists wouldn't perform like they do. He does a great job. But credit goes to Cole. He's the one that went out there and made the kick.
Coach, defensively, you love the opening possession touchdown for the Tigers, but then 3 consecutive field goals, 2 in the red zone. What can you say about the defense and keeping in the game at halftime?
Well, we needed them to stop them, that's for sure. They were scoring every drive, but after the first one, just getting field goals made a huge difference in the game, obviously. If they get just one of those as a touchdown, we probably don't win the game. And they completely controlled the clock in the first half. I looked at the stats at halftime, pardon me. And they had the ball for 18 minutes and some change. We had the ball for 11 minutes and some change in the first half. So they controlled it, kept it away from us. We had it 3 times, missed a field goal, scored a touchdown, and punted. And they were maximizing their opportunities with scores. But I was proud of our defense for just knuckling down when they got down there close and keeping them out of the end zone and forcing them to get 3 points. And like I said, in the second half, it was a different story, and we were able to get some touchdowns, and that was the difference in the game.
Joe Iacono?
Coach Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. Congratulations on the win. Can we talk about the go-ahead touchdown pass that Tyre threw to Brandon Walters in the end zone? Did the analytics tell you to go for it there or kick field goal? And can you talk me through that decision a little bit and the decision to call that play that maybe Coach Davis or you called?
Well, it was a go, and we had a similar situation last year against West Virginia, and it was a 4th and 4, and it was a go in our analytics, and we opted to try the field goal. The way that game was going, I think, you know what, we got to make 4 yards on one play. Let's get 3 points, and we didn't get it, and I just felt like. And I talked to our staff about it. We needed to go for it. We needed to be aggressive. And if the analytics said go, then we needed to go. And so it was 2.5 yards. It was a go at 3. And there was some conversation about field goal. And I just felt like we needed to be aggressive there and go for it. So we called timeout. Gave Brent a chance to think about it. Fortunately, it was immediate timeout. We got about 3 minutes to talk it through. It was a 30-second timeout. I'm not sure, which way it would have gone, but we called the timeout because we were going to go for it. And it was a really good call by Brent. We talked about several different plays, and he just felt like that was the best one. And Tiger made a great play, finding B-Dub and Brandon Walters, and Brandon made a nice catch going up to get the ball, and obviously a big play in the game. We needed it.
Ken McMillan?
Jeff, congratulations on the win. Jabari was your best option at that time. What was your gut feeling?
My gut feeling on what?
On him being able to, pull off that drive.
Trust him completely. If I didn't, I wouldn't have put him in there. The kid's a competitor. He's a winner. He's been in that situation before, and he didn't hesitate at all. So I thought he did a great job. He's got a quick release, and he's got a great knack for finding the right guy and putting the ball where it needs to be. And he just did a great job, and I didn't have any hesitation at all, and wasn't nervous at all about him being in there. I just hoped we would protect him, and then we'd give him a chance to throw it. So he said the best play was the curl route. I thought the best play was his first play in there. We ran the quarterback draw and popped out of there and got a first down, and that was a big play to start the drive, just to keep the sticks moving, getting us closer, and getting a first down so the clock would stop. So he made some really good plays and
Yeah.
his throws.
I know you mentioned earlier about these guys practice this stuff every week, but let's face it, Jabari hasn't played in weeks. You come in raw in the game, cold, didn't take a snap. How hard is that to be able to pull it off with, that's like coming off the bench in baseball and having to hit the grand slam home run.
Well, that's kind of like it, but that's why we practice and that's why he prepares. And like I said, that kid he's readied himself. He was prepared. He was prepared last week and the week before that and the week before that. And if we called on him, he was going to be ready to go. So he just, the common guy, that maybe that seems like far-fetched, but when people are competitive and people are a part of a team and people have others that they love that are relying on them, they're going to be ready because they don't want to let those people down. They love them too much. And so he was ready to go. He loves our team. He loves his teammates. He trusts them. They trust him. And so he feels a sense of obligation and a duty to be ready. And he was. And it's just a matter of fact, he went in there and did his job. And he did it very well. And I'm incredibly proud of him. I don't know when I've been more proud of a player than I am of him right now.
Jeff, how would this compare to the other great wins or comebacks in your Army tenure?
Well, every win is good. They're all cause to celebrate. We've had some big wins, and this is the second one down here that's been right down to the finish. We scored with just 18 seconds to go against San Diego State here in 2017, and then got a 2-point conversion to win the game. And we had this one. This was an incredible drive to finish the game, and they're all great. There's been a lot of great wins, but this is the best one today. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm. What does it say to the detractors that people say option football can't win late rallies?
People are always trying to come up with a reason not to hate on option football. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, it's good enough for us. It's the right offense for us. I don't really give a crap what other people think. It's a good offense for us. Hey, we won the game. So there's no denying that. You can look at the scoreboard.
And could you just say a few words about your senior class and what they've done over the years?
Isn't it ironic that in the first half they scored on an option play?
Yeah.
Right, Ron? Yeah, option football. Outdated, I guess.
All right. Any last questions for Coach?
Coach Eric Smith said they hadn't watched any film on Brady Cook with a late change in personnel, but your defense showed poise. Malcolm Morrison had a big play in the first half. Andre Carter on the fumble, and then Eric Smith on that sack that forced the punt. Just the poise of your defense and playing against a quarterback you really weren't expecting.
Well, we weren't expecting him, and I thought he played a really good game. He was very mobile, fast. He made some plays on his feet, threw the ball well. And their running backs did a great job. That Beatty kid is such a special player. But the running backs they played with today at number 4 had a great burst, and we were having a tough time with him. They were running that outside zone play, that stretch play, and cutting the thing back, and they had some really good plays. So our defense just kept fighting. They just kept playing, and we gave up a little bit. They got down around our end of the field. We were able to hold them to field goals, and it'd been nice to hold them to 0, but it's not the way it went. So they did a nice job. And I cut Ken McMillan off. I'm sorry about that, Ken.
Ken McMillan, are you still there?
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I am here.
Sorry about that, Ken.
Jeff, no problem. Jeff, I just wanted to ask you, give me your thoughts on this senior class and what they've accomplished these 4 seasons.
Oh, they've done a great job. To be able to go to 3 bowl games, to bring Commander Chiefs Trophy home twice. Those are great memories for them. just the way they led this team over the last year, from the time we came home from Memphis after the Liberty Bowl to now, and the way they've led. And this team has never wavered in terms of upholding the standard. And those are the guys that drive it. I can try, but it's the players that got to do it. And they have, and they've just been very demanding of each other, themselves, but each other, and driving the culture in our locker room and our program. So it's a great class. They've obviously, some really good players that have made a lot of plays for us. There's a couple seniors sitting up here as quarterback, and Eric Smith as a linebacker, and you go down the list, Cedric Cunningham and Nolan Cockrell, two of our captains, Noah Knapp and Brandon Walters, who caught a touchdown pass tonight, and I go on and on. It's just a really special class, and we're gonna miss those guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
You got the fullbacks going today over 125 yards, almost 100 yards more than 10 days ago, and then going 5 for 5 on 4th down. I think Jacoby had 4 of those.
Getting the fullback going was going to be key for us, and there were times where we felt like it should have popped out of there, and we didn't do a very good job cutting off the backside and getting the scoop at number 6. That 2 technique defensive tackle was making some good plays. We weren't getting scooped. We had one on the I guess on the second to the last drive. We had a missed assignment. We just had a guy that went haywire. It was, thought it was going left and it was going right, and that can't happen, but it did. And we got him going a little bit, and I thought the guys ran the ball really hard. Jacoby does such a great job on 4th and short. It's hard to stop that guy. He's a load.